Hello everybody, Shelly here. So I think I fixed out some of my lighting issues. I had some problems with it. If you're watching this video, there might be a part where it seems like really washed out, and then I think I kind of adjusted it. It's way better than the video that I recorded yesterday that just frankly was just a miserable excuse for any YouTube person ever. So I might archive that to the garbage can and we will maybe refilm it because it's what you do when your equipment doesn't want to cooperate with you. Okay, you guys. So today, here's the why are you here answer to your question today. I received this Karity Picante palette, 21 warm and vibrant. I didn't have to count it because it says it on the box. The 21 warm and vibrant eyeshadows in here. The palette looks like this. And you have 3 rows of gold and orange and plum, and I'm feeling a sunset look coming on. Most of the time we like to ask the question, can I get 3 looks into this one palette? Can a lady of a certain age who's not a makeup artist pick up a palette and dip into it without having to prep and plan and whatever else? And can she come up with 3 looks from a single palette? Yesterday I filmed the Morphe 35i Icy Fantasy palette, and just in general it was not a good makeup day. I kind of feel like I need to take another stab at it. Most of my videos are first impressions, so I literally don't know what to expect. Sometimes I'll watch a few reviews on it just to kind of get an idea, but sometimes not even that. Today I'm doing one of those videos where I haven't even cracked into this, but the idea of getting a first impression is, you know what, if we're not professional makeup artists and we don't have the time to sit there and play and work with it before we decide if we're going to buy it, then every palette we get, it's a first impression, right? So we open up the box, we start putting it on, you might be heading out the door. You might not have time to sit there and go, okay, if I can't do this now, am I going to be able to do it later? And then is it a waste of your money? Unfortunately, the IC35i Morphe palette is just one of those that was not an open out of the box and get 3 looks. Real talk, it just wasn't. I had to think about it a little bit more. So that's kind of made me think that I owe it to you guys to maybe take another stab at it. Not every video has to be first impression, right? You guys okay with that? Okay. All right, so today, if I didn't mention it earlier, I got this Karity Picante palette in one of my Boxy subscriptions for the month of February, and I need a normal makeup day, so we're gonna try this for the first time. There are a ton of warm colors in here. We've got oranges and reds and fiery colors, and no, I haven't swatched any of these yet. I haven't played with any of these yet. I'm doing the dirty work for you guys, so if you guys are interested in buying it, then you'll at least have an idea what to expect. It's kind of what we like to do here. Put a little bit of the P. Louise base on my eyelids. It's kind of a primer. I'm gonna get to work with a work look. Never the most exciting, but always one we wanna know is, can I use this for a variety of everyday activities? One of them would be to go to work. You know, as I'm looking at my little viewfinder, this may be too washed out. You might not even be able to see it. Okay, you guys, aside from the, well, almost looks like a super washed out light, sorry. I still need to fix it, I think. I thought I was doing so good, but now maybe not. Okay, so as far as work look goes, we already know they're boring. They're meant to be boring. They're meant to be just quickly get something on, get out the door, look like you, but look more polished. That's the whole idea with work makeup, right? I mean, like, we're not going to work to have people go, oh, wow, your makeup looks so creative today, unless you work in a creative environment. And the majority of women that I know in the professional workforce, not so much a creative environment. What you see is what you get. Okay, so when I looked at this yellow tone, the first row, and that they performed exactly as I would expect. I went into this color down here as just a darker and to kind of line my lower lash line just a little bit because I felt like I needed a little bit more dimension than what I was getting from some of these shades. And I think it worked just fine. Is this a palette I could use for work? Absolutely. No issues with it at all. So I'm going to come back and do something along the lines of maybe these warmer, redder colors in here, and then I'll use the last row for my last look because I have it laid out all nice and pretty like that. I'm just going to see what I can come up with. I hope that's okay with you guys. So I'm going to take this off and I'll be right back. So this is warm. It feels a little fall-like, it feels summery, and I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some warmer weather. So I think that oranges are gonna be like really big this year. And I'm trying more oranges and burgundies and rusts. I used a lot of colors on this because I wanted to see kind of if they were going to get patchy, if they were going to lift when you layered them. I kind of wanted to just check out the formula a little bit because I have never used Karity before. Based on this look, I'll use this again. I mean, yeah, there are a million warm colored palettes out there on the market right now, but for this coming in a box, I think it was a choice item. There's a little bit of kick up, but not a ton. Like, it's getting just a little tiny bit messy. Nowhere near like some of the other palettes I've used most recently. But I'm gonna take this off because I have a whole other row that I haven't even touched yet. So I'm gonna try to use as much as I can from the bottom row. I'm gonna take this off, I'll be right back. We're just gonna jump right into it. don't know that it's drastically different than any other look that I've done, but I kind of like the gold on my lids a little bit. I went a little heavy-handed with the eyeliner. I mean, I gotta admit, but if this is a date night look, why wouldn't you do that, right? I mean, you kind of want to mesmerize your date with your windows to your soul or something like that. Today, I was using the It Cosmetics lipstick, and I don't have my reading glasses on, so I can't tell you what color it is, but it looks like that. Not a bad color. I think I got it from TJ Maxx, and then the Tried and True House Laboratory lip gloss. I think this might be Venus over the top. This is my go-to lip gloss. If I want to tie in a look or just give my lips a little something, I just reach for this, and it feels like it makes everything all better. I have a couple thoughts on this palette. First off, I always want to ask yourselves, can a lady of a certain age who's not a makeup artist actually get 3 looks out of this one palette? I say yes. I say I got 3 different looks. One of them was very blasé, boring, neutral, a nice, uneventful work look. Yeah, I did that. And then I got something a little bit more fiery and red and warm. Definitely more red and orange and gold. I did that. And then I got something a little bit, I don't know, smoky, plummy, pop of unexpected with that yellow. I did have to go back into the darker shade to kind of darken it up. I felt like I was going in with a lot of colors because I wanted to try all of them and see which ones I like better. And I think it turned out with a nice date night look. I think my husband will be fine with it. I think he'll appreciate the gold as opposed to glitter, which is kind of a pain in the ass to get off your face when you're done with it. But anyway, so here's my thoughts on this palette. There are enough matte transition shades. Not that one because that's a shimmer, but the other ones, some of these other ones in the top row are really good transition shades. And then you've got, you know what, honestly, most of these shimmers, I'm just going to swatch a few so that you guys can feel me. I didn't swatch all of the shimmers, but there are some of the shimmers that are in this palette. I think all of those would actually make a pretty good, like, all over the lid. And then you use one of these 2 dark ones to kind of darken up the outer corner. And I say that's a super easy, fast look. Like, I think there's enough in here. You can go a little creative. But if you're just looking for a palette that has the basics, you do 3 colors and you've got the basics, maybe 4 if you use the lighter shade, just to kind of brighten up the inner corner. You've got a couple dark shades. You've got, you know, honestly, 3 or 4 sort of darker outer corner shades. You've got an all over the lid shade, you've got a transition shade, you got a highlight. I think this is actually a really pretty palette. I barely had any issues with it at all. I think there was a couple shades that I tapped on and they kind of got a little patchy, but then they buffed out. And so I'm not unhappy with this at all. I think that even after layering them, they didn't lift when I layered them. So that's good. If you guys have an opportunity to pick up this Karity Picante palette, rated a 4.8 stars, I think I would agree with that. Although the first review says as a drag performer. Well, I'm not a drag performer, but you know what? If they're saying that it holds up under hot stage lights and everything else, okay. This is normally $29. Do I feel like it's a $29 palette? I think if you can get it on sale, then it's absolutely one if you needed to add some warm colors to your collection. I don't have a problem with it at all. This is one that I could see putting on my vanity and using for a week. And coming up with different looks every day of the week, and I'd be fine with it. So I don't know if that helps you guys at all. As you guys know, I'm not a makeup artist. I just like to play with color. I like to ask the question, can I get 3 looks with one palette? I think we did that today. So if you like these kind of videos and you're at all interested in subscribing, I need subscribers so desperately. So feel free to share my videos with your friends and family. Some of them are better than others, I gotta be honest. I love it when you guys comment. I love the interaction I'm getting on Instagram. I'm loving the conversations that are coming up. I've got people out of the woodwork that say, hey, I loved your videos. And I was like, you're watching my videos? That's so exciting. Thank you so much. So I'm really appreciative if you guys interact with me at all. Do you like the palette? Do you have it? Did you play with it? Did you get it in your boxy? Have you even tried it yet? Or were you waiting for someone else to do a video to test it out first? I don't know. All questions I want to know. I'm going to clean up my mess, and you know what, you guys, I'll probably redo that Icy 35 Icy Fantasy Morphe palette because I'm not going to let an eyeshadow palette kick my butt. Just not going to do it. All right, you guys, until the next video, bye for now.